On April 3, Human Rights Commission or Suhakam presented reports on the disappearance of social activist Amri Che Mat and Pastor Raymond Koh. The reports were produced after an 18-month inquiry into a series of missing person cases. Amri Che Mat is a social activist from Perlis who was abducted in November 2016. Meanwhile, Raymond Koh was abducted about 3 months later in February 2017. According to the report findings, the NGO concluded that both individuals are victims of enforced disappearance. The controversial part is that the special branch of Royal Malaysian Police was alleged to be involved in the abductions. In this episode, we will be looking at the social network analysis of Suhakam during the period the NGO revealed their reports. A day prior to Suhakam releasing their reports, Twitter users have already started to discuss on the disappearance of Amri and Raymond. This is because Suhakam announced earlier that they will unveil the reports on April 3rd. Thus, netizens were eager for the reports to be made public. Meanwhile, Malaysia Kini produced an article regarding the abduction cases to refresh the public about the existence of such incidents happening in Malaysia. The article was then shared by influencers through retweet. As an example, human rights NGO Lawyer of Liberty retweeted the article published by Malaysia Kini. On the other hand, the blue cluster above is discussing on Rohingya refugees where they became human trafficking victims in Malaysia and Thailand. On the day Suhakam revealed their reports regarding the missing person cases, the network of Suhakam in Twitter expanded tremendously, but the blue cluster, which is addressing on Rohingya refugees, remains stagnant. Whereas the biggest cluster is the pink group. The users discuss on Suhakam findings that Bukit Aman is responsible for the Amri and Raymond disappearance. Majority of the users in this cluster critiques and question the police. The most active account in this group is the account of BFM News. It is interesting that most user reacts to tweet from BFM News rather than from the mainstream news accounts. But mainstream media like Free Malaysia Today, Awani News and the Malay Mail are the influencers for the orange cluster, which gathered a tiny amount of response compared to the pink cluster. Similar to the pink cluster, the users in the orange cluster also critiques and question the Royal Malaysian Police. On the other hand, users' opinions in the green cluster is divided, yet majority of them still critiques the police. Some showed sympathy that the police have to deal with Suhakam's complaint. One of the most prominent influencers in this cluster is GST183. The account shared the news regarding Mahathir's comment on the issue. The Prime Minister said, let the current IGP Fuzi Harun retire first before initiating an investigation on the special branch. Hence, there will be no conflict of interest for the new IGP when conducting the investigation. As a conclusion, Suhakam's report has painted a negative light on the Royal Malaysian Police. Majority of Twitter users perceived that the special branch is involved with the disappearance of Amri and Raymond. The current IGP Fuzi Harun will retire in May this year. After that, an investigation on the case will be launched. Hopefully then the truth will be revealed to provide a closure for every party involved.